On today's chilly episode of Writing Done Right, we want to talk a little bit about Kindles and ebooks and your various options on selling these in light of some of the things. And there was a big change in Amazon recently, and we want to chat about that. Thanks for checking out this video by Writing Done Right. I'm Thomas Morosky, an author and a technology consultant. And today we do want to talk about Kindle. We want to talk very briefly about the change that was going around about 2 weeks ago. And I want to chat about what really went on there. The fact that most things, that's really not a huge deal, but we also want to expand a little bit and give you some other options and tell you a little bit about distributing your ebooks and what this looks like. So first, let's go ahead and chat about what happened with Amazon. So you might have seen some videos going around where Amazon did this horribly anti-consumer thing. The fact of the matter is, Amazon didn't much change anything. They've always been horribly anti-consumer. They always have been. Amazon, by and large, when you buy a Kindle book on Amazon, an ebook on Amazon, you are not buying a copy of the book. You are licensing a copy of the book, which means they can revoke that license at any time. They could pull it off of your tablet. And most curiously, the famous and first ever instance that they actually did pull a ebook off of people's devices was curiously 1984. Yes, most of us get the joke. Okay, but what happened in that instance is somebody was selling the book, and Amazon didn't catch that they didn't have the rights to sell the book, and so Amazon retroactively pulled the book off of people's Kindles if they were internet connected. That raises serious concerns, because if I were to pirate a book of 1984, a physical copy, and somebody sells me a pirated copy, it would take somebody busting through my door, rummaging through my stuff to find it. And that's really what raises the concern. Obviously, I don't want people to sell pirated books, whether that be physical books or electronic books. That is always a bad thing. However, when we are in a world where the digital world wants to license content rather than sell content, it means that you as a consumer give up your rights. Now, we as authors have to question, are we okay with that or are we not? Are we okay with a risk of piracy by not having encryption called DRM on our books or not? The fact of the matter is, here's the important part. Here's what Amazon changed. On very, very, very old Kindles, usually I think just the first and second, maybe third editions, they did not all have Wi-Fi on them. And so you would have to go onto Amazon, download your Kindle books, and then you would have to transfer those Kindle books onto your device. Nowadays, after just about a year or two of having Kindles out there, seeing the grand success, nearly every Kindle, in fact, every Kindle since then has been enabled with wireless, either, I think just Wi-Fi technology. So you put your Kindle on the internet and then you can simply buy a book on Amazon and distribute it to your Kindle device. What Amazon did recently is they got rid of the ability to download your book and upload it directly onto your device. That is all they did. They did not change anything else. They did not change any other terms. And no, I'm not a shill for Amazon, okay? They didn't change anything. Go look it up. You've never had a buying a book. Now, at that time, you might have, and I don't remember exactly if you could download a copy of the book and keep it in your offline files. I can't remember if it worked that way or if the website automatically transferred it over with some proprietary software. I honestly don't know the answer to that. In other words, if I were to buy a copy of 1984, a legitimate copy, if I were to download that book, the fact of the matter is I could not take that downloaded book and just consume it wherever and however I wanted. I always had to put it on a Kindle because Kindle books have always been DRM locked, which means I have to have a special device that reads Amazon's DRM. And that was what the problem was. So a lot of people said that they are removing your ability to download books that you bought, and that is not true. They have gotten rid of the very old methodology of manually downloading and uploading them onto your Kindle because every single Kindle device people that has been sold in the last, I think, 12 or 13 years, maybe longer, have a wireless connection. And so that's how you do it. Now, what has not changed, if you have a Kindle device, you can still plug it into a computer. And if you have a software package like Calibri, then you could plug your Kindle device in, you can download all of your books onto that application. That has not changed. Now, there has typically Amazon pushes DRM. So this is digital rights management. This locks the book to that device or to that account, preventing people from taking that book and distributing it illegally. That has always been there. There have been ways of circumventing that. In United States interpretation of law, that is illegal. So I would, of course, never recommend somebody do that. But you can buy books on Amazon Kindle that are not DRM locked, and those books, you can still buy them, you can still transfer them to your device, and you can still plug your device into a computer and download them. And if they are not DRM locked, you can consume them on any device that you want to consume them on. In my case, I have a Kindle that has never touched the internet. If I were to buy a Kindle book, I could not push it to that particular device. They are getting rid of the potential ability I might have to download it and upload it to something else. Yes, that is a slight change, but it is actually nothing that changes the average person who uses the average Kindle. Now, all that being said, I wanted to talk here from the author's perspective. You're selling a book and now you want to upload your book. When you upload your book, there is a system. We talked about DRM. DRM is what Amazon would really like you to use because it prevents you from somebody getting that book and then sharing it with a bunch of their friends. The old days of grabbing a CD, sharing them on your friends, and by the end of the week, every one of your friends has a copy of it, and that riled up the music industry. Obviously, I like it when authors get paid for their work. I generally am not in support of that. But I am also a person who agrees in free and open source software. I'm a person that believes in ownership, not licensing. And if you buy a book from me, whether it's an ebook or a print book, I want you to own the copy of that. So I, wherever possible, do not DRM lock my books. Now, as far as Kindle is concerned, there is a little program that they try and get everybody to enroll in if you are selling a book on Amazon, and that is called the KDP Select program. This allows you to open up several different tools for sales inside of your Amazon account in order to boost your book's performance. One of these is the Kindle Unlimited program from the consumer end, where people pay a one-time monthly fee and they can read as many books as possible. Any book that is in the Kindle, KDP Select plan is automatically enrolled in Kindle Unlimited, which means if somebody picks up your book and is captured by it and reads the whole thing inside of that month, you will get paid the whole price of that ebook. In fact, you might even get paid more than the price of the ebook for simply somebody reading it once. And as long as it's involved in that program, they can go ahead and keep reading it. If you pull it out of the program to read it again, they might have to buy it again. You also have tools in the KDP Select program allowing you to do a free book push or a discounted book promotion sale. So you can do these types of things, which will massively boost your book's performance. You could get very positive results from your book if you enroll in KDP Select. But like everything, there is a downside. The downside with KDP Select is you are agreeing to distribute your book solely, only, and exclusively on Amazon. You cannot even sell it on your own website. You cannot give it away for signing into your newsletter. You are 100% locked to Amazon being the only place forever you could put that book. Not forever, because KDP Select enrollment goes in 90-day cycles. Now, I have experimented with this one time, and because I don't like DRM, I did want to test it though. In Hezekiah's Prayer, I did enroll this in KDP Select. I did a free book giveaway, and this allowed me to sell 100 copies of that book on day one, pushing Hezekiah's Prayer to the #1 spot on Amazon for 2 consecutive days. So I technically am an Amazon #1 best-selling author. Hey, Hezekiah's Prayer, go check it out. That was because of those 100, how much money did I make out of that? About 0. because it was a free book giveaway. People always like free books. Now, of course, that got on their Kindles and they can read them, and they, and that's cool. And I like that, because if you read Hezekiah's Prayer, you might want to buy maybe the other 2 books I have in that series. And that would be a very good positive thing. So I use Hezekiah's Prayer as a loss leader. I pushed up to #1 on Amazon, and it's in, I think, 2 different categories at that same time, and it worked out very well. But it prevented me from selling that book anywhere else. Here's where that is important. I have a following of people, because I'm into free and open source software and consumer rights. I have a lot of people that don't like Amazon because they DRM lock everything. Okay, understood. I want to make sure that my books are available for sale in other places. That's why I only did that 1 book, and I only did that 1 book for a short period of time. Okay, so after that period of time, I removed it from KDP Select, removed the DRM lock onto it, and then I distribute it around everywhere else I could sell the book online. So that's one of the things as an author you have to question is, what is your audience? Where are they likely to buy? If your audience is completely gung-ho, they care nothing about all these little tiny things about property rights and licensing versus buying and all these types of things, and you just want to sell your book on Amazon, if that's your only intention, I'm just going to sell my book on Amazon, hey, go ahead and do KDP Select. It is actually worth it. But if you're a person that really wants to sit back and say, you know what, I want to make sure that as many people as possible, no matter where their background is, buys my book, you may not want to enroll it in that program, because you are going to lock it down to their system, their rules, their DRM, and you cannot even give that book away for free. Anywhere else, I should say. So in my opinion, I personally don't use it, but there are very, very good times it makes a lot of sense. But I did want to bring into the factor that what's going on here in the midst of all this is that Amazon itself, they are trying to develop a system whereby each individual person can really only has access to the books on their individual devices. They can control it, they can edit the books, they can remove the books, and they can remove them if for some reason the licensing expires or comes out. And that is what I have a problem with. So that's why I steer generally away from those services. But I did want to give you that information so you can make up your own mind. And I encourage you to research the benefits and the limitations of KDP Select before making your ultimate decision. So there's a little bit about what Amazon did or maybe didn't do, and the KDP Select program. Thank you guys for watching. Leave us a like and a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, and I hope that this video has helped you to get your writing done.